I just got done recording this episode, guys. I listened back to it. I know it's not very good. I know I'm very repetitive. Okay, so just please bear with me. I'm trying to improve. Like I said, I want to do a couple easy games for the first couple episodes, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Although this one ended up being a lot more information than what I remember or than what I thought it was going to be. So bear with me, guys. I'm trying to improve. I'm getting shit out of here. So, I hope you enjoy. I hope you get something out of this, okay? I hope you gain a piece of knowledge from my retardedness. Anyways, thank you, guys. All right, guys, welcome back to Jerry App, the official name of the new podcast. That's right. I don't really like it, but, I can't think of anything else. So it's what it's going to be for now. It might be changed later, subject to change. So just be aware of that. Today we are talking about Plants vs. Zombies. Now, it's not my favorite game in the world, but it is fun as hell. I'm going to start off the first couple episodes just, with some bullshit games, some quick games, just easy games to kind of, not necessarily easy, but just short to try to, just try to get a hold of this thing. I'm not really sure what I'm doing yet or what to talk or what the structure is going to be, but I'm going to try to get one of these out once a week and, just hope it, whatever happens anyways. Yeah, Plants vs. Zombies, guys. I mean, I played this back on Xbox 360 way back when it was bundled with Peggle and whatever. I played Peggle. I didn't play the other one. I can't remember what the last one it was bundled with was, like some sort of Bejeweled game or something. But Plants vs. Zombies, man. I played it once and it stuck with me, it's a tower defense game. If you don't know what it is, I'd be surprised if you don't know what Plants vs. Zombies is. It's a mobile, I mean, it's literally on everything, right? It's on PlayStation. It's a mobile game. It's on the Xbox, obviously. It's on PC. It's on Steam. It's on your phone. You can get it anywhere, dude. I'd be surprised if you haven't heard of this. You're living under a rock and probably are retarded or something. But anyways, yeah, Plants vs. Zombies. It's a tower defense game, which I don't really play too many of them. I think they kind of get stale and boring, but I don't know, man. This is like, it feels like the original one. I'm sure they have been around before this, but it's like, who knows, man. But I just like to play through the adventure mode on Plants vs. Zombies. I don't really. I did the daytime survival at the end you unlock, which is pretty cool. But I don't know, man. There's just something fun about these games. Just like, well, I actually never played the second or third one. I did get into the Garden Warfare series a little bit, and that's pretty fun. That might get its own episode one day. But yeah, man. I really love this game. There's not much to say. It's even pretty as basic as far as the story goes. You're basically just planting plants to defend your house from a zombie invasion, like any other zombie story in the world. We don't use guns here. Fuck guns. Plants are my gang. It's pretty straightforward. There's like gameplay shifts as you change worlds. I would say like how there's worlds in Super Mario. There's kind of similar worlds in this, except it's all still taking place around your house. But it's basically, the first map is a tutorial. You place your pea shooters down. You have to defend one lane. Pretty easy. And then you get your sunflowers on the next map, which is, sunflowers are what give you power, like sun power to buy other plants with. So they're pretty essential. They're pretty much going to be in your roster from the time you get them until the time the game is over. Like you literally need them. So you basically just spam sunflowers, or I do anyways. I like to spam sunflowers in the back line pretty much for the rest of the game here. I mean, you defend the 3 lanes. It's pretty easy for the most part. So once you defend the 3 lanes, you get the cherry bomb, which is basically a giant explosion. It takes out everything, but you're still defending 3 lanes in the next map. You don't get to choose your comp yet, obviously, because you didn't unlock that many plants. So it's pretty easy. Still sunflower backline spam, pea shooter spam, the 3 lanes, and you just win the next one. Also, the Conehead zombies start appearing in this round, which is basically they're just a little tankier than the normal zombies. Still not too bad. You just got to allocate a little more damage to them. And then you get the walnut, which is basically just a shield in the front line that they constantly eat at. And then starting 1-4, you basically all 5 lanes are now playable. It's basically you're done with the tutorial and you're playing the actual game now. I still go for the sunflower spam in every lane in the back line. Obviously, pea shooters in front of those to keep the walnuts, and then walnuts in front of those when you have enough money to just, or currency or sun to, get them up. It's really the first couple levels are cake. It's embarrassing how easy it is, you know. So after you beat 1-4, you get the shovel, which allows you to dig up plants. You're never going to really need it until like way later in the game when you need to, dig up your plants and place something else like a chomper in its place or whatever. And then you meet, I forgot, you meet Crazy Dave here. I think this is the first time you meet him. He's basically that like retarded guy with a pan on his head that speaks a bunch of gibberish. He's like your average TikToker, except way smarter and way more coherent. And then on the level after that, 1-5 is your first conveyor belt level, which is basically there's like a conveyor belt on the top of the screen. It gives you a bunch of cards of what plants you're gonna get, but in this one, it's a mini game. Then like it's called Walnut Bowling. You shoot walnuts down the lane and they knock into zombies. It's not a traditional like round, but you'll see that happens every world. You get these like non-traditional ones where you don't really have to plant and defend anything. You kind of just you're still defending the house, but it's like a mini game, It's I don't know. They're okay. They break up the monotony of the game, I guess, but I still like the traditional rounds better. So once you beat that, you go on to 1-6. You get the potato mine, which is pretty good. It's really cheap. It's only 25 like sun power, but I never use it. I just find more value, and I guess I like using just pea shooters more. I don't like to spam pea shooters and the sunflowers. 1-6 brings the pole vault zombie, which I guess he's not that bad. He's a little tankier. He runs like slightly faster than the normal zombies until he vaults over the first plant. Once he vaults over something, then he loses his pole vault and he's pretty slow. But he's still pretty tanky. But at the end of this, you get the frozen pea shooter, which is like one of my favorites because the slow is just so overpowered on the zombies. Like it makes them so slow, So, and then basically the next map I run, and then 1-7 is the first round with a giant horde of zombies in the middle of it. Like you can see on the HUD, the little indicator in the bottom right, there's the flags for when the giant horde comes. But basically, I do sunflower backline, and then I do 2 sunflowers on the backline, and then I try to put the pea shooters right in front of those with the regular peas in front of those. Again, like the slowing tech is just insanely good against normal zombies. It can be blocked later, but not till way later. It's just very, very useful. Again, nothing too crazy going on. The daytime levels are pretty straightforward and simple. Once you beat it, you get the chomper at the end of it, which is my dog. I love the chomper. I just love the way he looks, man. He could just devour a zombie no matter what it's wearing too. It can, it has like some decent counters later in the game, but for now it's just good, man. The only thing that sucks is it can get eaten up really easy and it takes forever to swallow one, but it does get rid of one instantly, so it's good to like place down and delete something right away if you need to, for now anyways. But yeah, anyways, it's not really any different for me. I run the sunflower spam, I run the pea shooter spam, and then at the end of 1-8 you get the repeater, which is basically the normal pea, but it shoots twice in a row instead of once. It's pretty dang good. It's $100 more or sun or whatever. So you can't really buy them early game, but in the mid game, they're pretty decent. Also, 1.8 was the very first time you can choose your team comp. I left the chopper out for the first couple times just because you can just like literally spam the pea shooters and they're just free, dude. It's so easy. You actually do need the chopper for the bucket helmets. They're just the stronger versions of the cone zombie. And then for 1.9, I basically take the repeater. I leave out the cherry bomb and the potato mine. It's classic sunflower spam, and then I use repeater and chompers as well. Really easy. First, like the daytime levels are just a cakewalk, bro. It's literally so easy. And then once you beat that, I always love this. You get a note. You normally get a new plant or something, but at the end of this one, you get a note. It says, "Hello, we are about to launch an all-out attack on your house. Sincerely, the zombies." Which is pretty silly. It's so silly, isn't it? And then it turns out the all-out attack is a conveyor belt round, which is 110. It's the end of daytime, so you basically you get repeaters, you get freezes, you get chomps. And then I place a big wall of walnuts, cherry bombs for when things go south, but rarely do they ever. So it's just so free. And then on to, which is arguably the worst fucking level, which is 2-1, and it's the nighttime. Dude, the nighttime is so annoying. You get this free mushroom. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a short range little pea shooter guy, but it's really shitty. The good thing is it's free because you don't get any sun power during the nighttime, obviously, and your sunflowers take absolutely forever to fucking drop sun. So it's not you have to bring them for the first round. But then I think after 2-1, you get I think you get the sunshroom after 2-1, which is like so clutch. You need that shit. The sunshroom is I'm retarded. Anyways, you basically place the sunshroom down. It's small. It gives you like 15 sun, and then later it grows and it gives you the full 25 sun. But the good thing is about the nighttime is the plants don't cost as much, so you can just get away with not going so many. I always farm the 2 back lines with them anyway because my OCD is like crazy and I have to. I just like having all the extra power. It's really nice to deal with. Also, there's graves that spawn, which you can't place your plants on the grave, and then at the big wave at the end, the zombies pop out of the grave. So it's kind of spooky, because you don't get the grave robbery yet, which you can't bust the gravestone, so you kind of have to prepare for the gravestones in lane. You don't want to be caught lacking. You don't want to be caught without your piece. You got to have the blicky to deal with these guys. So yeah, it's still pretty easy though. You spam the free ones up like 3 lanes deep, and all lanes like 3 rows deep rather, and you literally can't lose. It's pretty easy. And then you get the fume shroom. I like to try to get repeaters and freezes if I can, but sometimes it's too hard. But you get the fume shroom, which is good. It basically shoots in a line and kills like everything. It does collateral damage. For those of you who are Call of Duty players and know that term, collateral damage, or any shooter players. Am I right? The screen door zombies start to spawn. The fume shroom is good because I think it do go through it. It do, don't it? It do go through the screen door. The fume shroom definitely goes through it, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, then you get the Grave Buster, I think. I can't remember. Yeah, you do get the Grave Buster at the end of 2-3 or whatever. So then I use the Grave Buster, Fume Shroom, the free Shroom, Freeze Pea, the regular pea shooter, Sunstream backline. Obviously, it's just free as fuck. 2-5 is like a whack-a-mole round, to break up the monotony of the normal gameplay. Basically, you just keep clicking the zombies and they die. It's really fucking easy. You basically just spam left click or whatever. I played it on PC this time around, but just spam whatever. It's like literally the easiest shit in the world. You get the Hypno Shroom from that, and then the football zombie starts spawning next, which he's a tank, man. Let me tell you. If you're not prepared for him, he can honestly just run through all your plants. But I can't remember if I used the chompers on the nighttime rounds, but chompers are very good because you can just you can just gobble shit up, I actually lost my first lawnmower on this playthrough on 2-6 because I forgot to bring the grave robber, and then he fucking spawned. Obviously, they all spawned, and I didn't lose, but I did lose a lawnmower, which was a tragedy. So then 2-7 after 2-6 is it's pretty free. I remembered to bring the grave robber, so I got all the gravestones. You just have good economy to, just fucking kill everything. And then you get the ice shroom at the end of that. Pretty easy. 2-8 brings the disco zombie, which he spawns zombies, one behind him, one in front of him, and one lane above, one lane below. So he spawns 4 total. Still pretty easy. I still do the same sun shroom spam, free shroom spam. And, nighttime rounds are just economy based. You just gotta make that money, son, and keep it too. On 2-9, I really started utilizing the scaredy shrooms. They're like pea shooters, except they're super long range. But if stuff gets too close to them or zombies get too close, then they sort of cower and they'll just get eaten. I mean, that goes for both lanes too, or multiple lanes. Even if it's like above and it's not in the same lane, if it's too close, it'll get scared and not want to, shoot, which is quite unfortunate. But you just put a bunch of the free shrooms, the zero shun shrooms in front of them. And normally you can kill everything before they even get to you. 2-10 is a conveyor belt round, just like the first world. You rob all the graves. It's pretty fucking easy. They give you grave robbers. They give you scared shrooms. It's just, I don't really do the conveyor belt rounds are just like, I get what they're there for, but I don't know. I don't think they're all that fun, but I guess it's like a way to let you're progressing or something. But at the end, whatever. You get the guy, you get the lily pad for the godforsaken water levels and water zombies. I don't know, man. I normally like water levels, but I think this game actually I don't hate the water levels in this game. I got to think about it more. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I can't make up my fucking mind. But yeah. The water ones, they're fun. They get a little spammy at the end though, Maybe the devs just want to piss their players off, I think. So then you get into 3-1. 3-1 is the pool levels, which it's basically it's daytime, but there's 2 middle lanes now, 2 top lanes, 2 bottom lanes, and 2 middle lanes. But the 2 middle lanes are water. So, there's pool zombies, there's pool cone heads that spawn. You basically just have to place the lily pads. I place sunflowers at the way back, to obviously generate more power. But then I go classic freeze P, regular P, and then sunflower backline. And it's pretty free. Chompers in the front when you need them. But, not too complicated, not too difficult. 3-2 is kind of the same thing. I just repeated it. It's slightly harder with the zombies in the pool or whatever, but you do get the squash at the end. The squash is kind of like you kind of just use 50 sun to just delete something from the game, but I don't know. At this point, I didn't have the extra inventory slots, so I kind of just had to stick with what was working for me. Freeze pea, pea shooter, sunflower, chomp. You know what I mean? Pretty fucking easy, pretty straightforward. So 3-2 is kind of just the same thing as 3-1, just slightly harder. But at the end of 3-2, you get the 3-peater, which is the pea shooter with 3 heads on it, and it shoots 1 pea straight, 1 pea in the lane above, and 1 pea in the lane below. So they're really good to put next to the pool, so you can get some additional. I'm retarded. Additional DPS on the pool zombies. And they're good to spam in general just because they fucking shoot peas everywhere, man. Once you get like 3 or 4 of these on the map, your lanes start to just light up. So I like to use those. With the frontline chompers again, sunflowers in the back, easy clap. And then 3-4, you get the tangle guy. It's like this aquatic plant. It's really awesome. You pay 25 sun to put this guy in the water, and he just brings a zombie underwater and drowns it. So it's basically you're paying 25 sun to get rid of 1 pool. But the thing is he has a really long cooldown. So what I like to do is I like to place the lily pads in the back with sunflowers on them, and then the tangle guys in front of them. And you basically just keep using the cooldown every time it's up to get 1 more on the map, so they can just deal with a lot. And then you put like a pea shooter or a frozen pea on the lily pad as well behind them to just kind of slow the horde down here. But those guys are like the GOAT. I usually use them all the way throughout the pool level just because they're so valuable, man. Getting rid of one of those pool zombies, especially when you're trying not to allocate a bunch of stuff to the middle of the map, is pretty big. And then 3-5 classic conveyor belt round. You get lily pads, walnuts, regular peas, and the chili. Really easy. You don't have to build sun on these maps, so you just fucking spam whatever needs the spam while keeping everything in lane. My OCD will go crazy, honestly, if I have to have like everything like perfectly in line with each other. Like it has to be all mirrored, or else I get very unhappy. But anyways, you beat that. It's pretty easy. You get access to the shop as well at the end of 3-4. I forgot to mention. So the first thing I do, what do? I could buy an extra slot. Hell no. I'm going for that twin sunflower. Even though I really feel like it's not worth it to allocate a fucking like slot to the sunflower, or the twin sunflower, because it does generate twice as much power, but I feel like having something else on the map is more useful, like having a cherry bomb or whatever, just to buy yourself out of a bad situation or whatever. But I don't play like a pussy, I'm not a little pussy bitch, so I go for the twin sunflower because I like to make shit happen. You know what I mean? And then oh god, in 3-6 you have the Zomboni appears, which is basically a Zamboni with a zombie on it. He's a tanky, he's a fucking big tank, dude. I almost lost this one because he's just so tanky. I just didn't remember when he showed up, Dude's a badass. But I almost lost it because I had really shitty DPS. Like I didn't have like a lot of good Ps that round. But once you beat that, you do get the spike strip, which is very useful because it pops the tires of the Zamboni. Plus, it slows and damages. I actually don't know if it slows, but it always damages all normal zombies that walk over it. So if you put them in the lanes that you obviously can't put them on the water, but you put them on the lanes, you allocate one of them to each of like the far lane, and then you can just get rid of the Zambonis like cakewalk. It's pretty easy. 3-7 is just more Zambonis. And then honestly, I didn't know this, but if you let the Zamboni lay ice, and there's like a zombie bobsled crew that comes out, if you leave the ice, or if the Zamboni gets far enough where it leaves a path of ice and there's enough of it, they'll they'll push a fucking bobsled onto it. And it's pretty funny. But it's pretty easy for the most part. Also, you get the Torchwood at the end of 3-7, which is basically it's fucking BAP window from Overwatch. It's goddamn Mercy. It's Mercy damage boost. It's Ana Nano boost, bro. It's basically a DPS buff for all the Ps. You know, a lot of your stuff doesn't. It's only P shooters that can use it, right? So there's a lot of the time in later game where it's just not as useful because you're not using Ps that much in the later game. But then they start spawning dolphin zombies, which are they're basically like the pool floaty zombies, but way faster. They're kind of like the pole vault guys where they jump over a plant in the water. They don't jump over the tangle guys though. But if they jump over like one of your plants, then they get slower, just like the pole vault zombie does. Anyways, it's not too bad. Still use the freeze. The freeze is really good against them. Freeze P is just OP in general. But then after that round, you get the tall nuts, which is basically the walnut, but you can't vault over it. So honestly, it's a godsend. I basically replaced my frontline chompers with tall nuts at this point because they're so tanky, bro. They can take so many bites and just live. You can honestly put the chompers behind them too. I do that sometimes. So then I just go sunflower spam, repeater, torchwood, or the slow if you want to go for that. Oh, I forgot to mention the slow. If you try to use the ice P and the torchwood, you're gonna have a bad time because the torchwood cancels out the ice beam. So it doesn't. You can't like have slowed zombies and a damage buff, which is unfortunate because that would honestly be really badass. They should have done something with that. But honestly, for the rest of the game, you just go with I go spike strips for the Zambonis. I don't really like the Torchwood that much. I find more value in the slow. So I just go with the slow repeater, tall nut, aquatic guy, tangle guy. And then that's pretty much my comp. You just sunflower spam as normal. And then pretty fucking straightforward, pretty easy, bro. And then the conveyor round for 310, I actually really like the pool conveyor round. You basically get a fuck ton, actual metric fuck ton of 3-peaters and tall nuts in the torches. So you basically just have the tall nut front line with 3-peaters and torchwoods, dude, and they just do so much damage through the torchwood. There's just millions of Ps fucking flying throughout the galaxy here. Sorry if it feels like I'm kind of going fast. Like I said, I don't know. I don't want to yap for too fucking long here, but I also want to talk about all the stuff that makes the game great. But I know I'm repeating myself a lot. Like I said, it's shitty. I know it's very shitty. Get the fuck over it. I'm trying to improve, okay? Go fuck yourself. So then we move on to arguably the worst map in the entire fucking game. You thought nighttime couldn't get any worse, and then you realize, oh wait, it actually can because it's the dark pool round. Holy fuck! I tried the torch comp. I tried using torches on 4-1. It didn't really work out. We still got the W, but it was a tragedy, bro. I cannot lie to you. You have to use the nighttime plants in the fucking nighttime, or else you can't generate enough sun in these fucking rounds, I feel like, which is obviously the challenge of it, So you kind of just do Sunshroom backline, Scaredy Shroom in front of that, the free ones in front of that, with the Flume Shroom or whatever the fuck it's called, the one that collateral damages, and then you get the Cactus at the end of 4-2. 4-3, it's pretty free. I just use Cactus. I use the Sunshroom, obviously. You get the Aqua Shooter too, which is like a free version of the nighttime free one, but you put it in the water. So that's pretty good. I get rid of my Tango Kelp for that guy just because there's not too many crazy night like pool zombies in the nighttime, at least in the early game. And then you get oh, is this where the fog? I think this is where the fog comes in, right? Because the fog comes in and then you can't see like half the map. But you do get the wind clover, which is just overpowered. You get to fucking blow the wind away or the fog away, and then also the balloon zombies that come, which is the point of what the cactus is essentially. The cactus, it does like decent damage, but it can rise up and pop the balloon zombies, which if you leave the balloon zombies unchecked, they literally just fly over your entire map and just get to your house and kill your boy there. Crazy Dave, the autistic fucker. And then in 4-5, you get you get the backwards P because there's the construction zombies spawn this round. So the backwards P is basically just a normal P shooter, but on the back of its head it has a repeater. So the whole shtick of the construction zombie is that it fucking sorry, I'm so fucking I don't even know. But it digs under the whole map and nothing can hit it until it digs up at the end. And it doesn't go for the house. It's actually one of the only zombies that just goes for your plants instead. It'll literally turn around at the lawnmower and start killing your plants. But that's what the repeater's good for. It'll take them out. It'll only get like 1 or 2 sunshrooms or whatever until it kills your fucking. The repeaters should deal with it pretty fast. 4-6 is just a harder version of 4-5. Same construction zombie shit. And then you get the pumpkin shield at the end of it though, which is overpowered as fuck. You could just protect any plant with the drop of it. Costs 125, but it's definitely worth it. It has a long cooldown, but it's such a good shield for anything that's just getting attacked and you need to like save while your plants are DPSing it down. 4-7 has the pogo stick zombies, which is I use the tall nut, I use the jack-o'-lantern, and I use the star. The star shoots in 5 directions. The star, I want to like the star, man, but it's honestly kind of shitty. Like you would think it would do a lot more damage than it does, but it doesn't. Also, you don't want to. I think I'm not entirely sure about this, but I'm pretty sure in my experience, you don't want to put them all in a row. So if you're OCD like me, it's probably not good for you. You want to put these things diagonally so they can cover more ground with where they shoot. Because I tried them straight up and down once, and I don't know. It didn't really work out for me, man. They're cheap though, which is good. 125 or maybe it's 150 for shots in 5 directions, but it's situational, right? You got to really know where to place these things to get value. And then, yeah, the tall nut with the jack-o'-lantern on it literally doesn't die. It's overpowered, bro. And then 4-8 is the balloon guys are back, so you need the cactus or the clover to get rid of the fog and the balloon guys. 4-9 is basically just that, but harder. And then 4-10, the ending to this is actually pretty cool. I did enjoy the conveyor belt round on this. It's like your normal conveyor belt round, right? But there's lightning happening during it. And the screen is completely black, so you can't see what's going on. And then lightning strikes, and then you have to make your placement of your plants based on how much time you have to react to the lightning. I know that doesn't really make any sense, but if you look up gameplay, you'll see pretty clearly that that's what's going on. But I liked it, man. It provided a strange gameplay loop, a wrench to be thrown in the normal gameplay loop here, which was pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. You basically get cactuses, you get lily pads, you get the backwards P, you get the whatchamacallit, the stars as well. Those guys are kind of useful. You face bucket zombies and, water zombies and the occasional water zombie, but they're not too bad. You eventually get enough of everything to just kind of fucking spam everything down. But then after that comes 5-1, which is my personal favorite, is the rooftop levels, because I don't know, man. I love the plants used on the rooftop levels. Yep. They lob. Holy shit, I'm fucking retarded. They lob plants because, okay, the roof is angled, right? So if you try to use normal pea shooters, you can only use them at the top of the roof because of the way it's angled, or else they won't get value. So they give you these plants that lob shit, which is basically like a big arcing overhead throw instead of in a straight line, because you have to on these maps because you can't use anything else. So they give you a cabbage puller at the end of 4-10, which you need, obviously. So what I do is I do rows of sunflowers, 2 rows of cabbage, and then freeze at the top, and it just works out pretty well. You freeze everything. It gets fucking rained down on. Pretty easy. And then for 5-2, I went for the cabbages with the repeaters. I did chomps this time as the front line. Worked out pretty well. And then you get the butter plant too, or whatever it's called, the kernel blaster or whatever. It's like a corn. It shoots little corn kernels, but then every once in a while it lobs a stick of butter for some reason, which completely freezes the zombie in place. So it's really good paired with the freeze, because you could just like perma slow the zombies. But I basically do, 2 rows of sunflowers. I'm always going to do 2 rows of sunflowers, by the way, just because maximum power, dog. You know what I mean? So I go for that. I go for the back row of the butter guys. In front of them is the cabbage guy. In front of them is like a chomp or a freeze guy. So pretty easy, pretty cool strat. And then for 5-3, the ladder zombies spawn, so I go for the tall nuts. Ladder zombies basically just climb over small plants. Do they climb over? I think they climb over tall nuts too. I can't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure they do. But your plants can normally deal with them during the climb. They get really slow after the climb, which is a good thing. So, pretty easy to take out for the most part. Or you could use the little magnet shroom from the prior rounds if you get the, I don't remember if you get the coffee thing to wake up nighttime plants, but yeah, I guess that's one good use for the, I should have used the magnet guy more to pull away the bucket heads and the ladders, I guess, but I don't know. I may do without it. 5-4 was actually my first L, bro. I took my first L to a goddamn pogo stick zombie because he jumped over all my shit. Because I didn't bring the tall boy. But then I brought him next time and I won because, he couldn't get past it. And then you get the water can for the Zen Garden, which I don't know about you guys, but I never really did Zen Garden. I just hadn't, like I said, like most of the game modes in this game aren't really that fun to me. I just like the adventure mode. Zen Garden is just like a thing you can do in the game where you can like water plants and you can get extra coins, which is good because you need coins in this game, bro, if you truly want everything. But I make do with the extra slots and the twin sunflower. But like I said, that's just my experience, bro. I don't know what to tell you. And then 5-5 is a conveyor belt round. You get the bungee zombies, dude. They're so fucking annoying. They basically lunge down and they steal one of your plants. Normally it's like a sunflower or something that's easy to replace, but sometimes it can be expensive. But, it's not the biggest deal at the end of the day. I went, it gives you chompers and jack-o'-lanterns for that round, which is cool. It's a very interesting choice in team composition there, it's pretty strange. 5-6, there's fucking catapult zombies, which are like, they're on like a lawnmower or something, and they launch shit at your plants like in the distance. I don't know if it's from back to front or if it can be random, but they Yeah, they literally just sit there and lob shit at your plants. It's funny. They don't really go for the like front to back like your traditional zombie does. Um, but for 5/7, I do what I did all along, which is the kernel spam, the cabbage spam, sunflower spam, and then I actually did Torchwood Repeater in the front line just to see if I could get away with it, and you can, man. With the chompers in front of those, it does pretty good damage to the catapult zombies with the Torchwood. So that's why I figured I'm like, maybe I need a little more DPS with these guys. But it ended up working out, so whatever. I mean, I know, guys, just bear with me. I know this is like the worst episode ever. It actually ended up being a lot more than I thought it was going to be, having to take so much notes about the different rounds. It was kind of overwhelming, I can't lie. But like I said, I'm only going to improve at this shit. So bear with me, guys. I know it's pretty bad, but we're almost done here. Okay? We are almost done here. 5/8 is one of the later rounds in the game. It's almost at the end here. Then they spawn the giant zombie or the gargantuan zombie, the big gay retard zombie, which he's really really slow, and he launches his little minion guy onto a plant like in your back line. So dealing with him is kind of annoying. The chili things are good here, but I never use those. I normally just I dig the plant up that it goes on and then place a chomper there to kind of deal with it because I usually have a lot of sun power for that. Whew. But the freeze guys are like necessary. You definitely want the freeze peas and you want the sorry about that. You want the freeze peas, you want the kernels, and you just want a bunch of lobber plants to slow them down. And it's so easy because you can stop them with the butter sticks with the kernel ones. I'm always in my mind talking about Plants vs. Zombies, guys. I cannot lie to you. I did not think it would be this involved. But, you know, it's, we're trying to fight through it here. We're trying to fight through it here. This is going to be one of the worst episodes ever, but hey, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me, bitch. But at the end, you unlock the watermelon, which is basically, the watermelon is fucking amazing, dude. Oh, it's amazing. I'm never going to go through fucking puberty. Bitch. Anyways, don't mind my autism, but the watermelon is very fucking strong. At 5/9, I basically go for sunflowers, backline, classic, and then I go for the kernel guys because they're good early game because you could put one in each spot and they kind of one shots the zombie. Like you don't have to allocate any more resources while you build them up really. So you kind of spam sunflowers, do the kernels, and then in front of the kernels I put the watermelons for the extra damage. And they do so much of it, let me tell you. And then I actually brought the cabbages this round, but I didn't end up using them. I went for butter, then watermelon, then the freeze repeater, and then the freezes in front of that, and then the repeater in front of that, and it worked out pretty well. Everything died. The catapult zombies got fucked. They just, dude, the watermelons just are insane. They do so much fucking damage. But at the end of 5/9, excuse me, you get the you get a note from Dr. Edgar Zomboss, which is the zombie with the huge fucking cranium. And then at the end, 5/10 is the end of the game, man. And it's a fucking conveyor round, which is like, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this. I kind of wish it was like a normal round because you face Dr. Edgar Zomboss, dude. And it's like, how are you going to do this man like that with a conveyor belt round for the fucking last part of it? I would have liked to, try to build my own comp against him, but it gives you fucking the ice room, which freezes everything on the map. It gives you the chili, which kills a lane. Kills everything in the lane except for the big guys. It takes a couple of them. And he's basically spawning shit. He's in a giant mech suit, like a diva mech suit, except way fucking bigger. And he like drops his hand down and spawns zombies on you. And you kind of just have to allocate resources to where You can go. Also, I forgot to say for the rooftop maps, you have to place down pots for the plants to get placed in because you're on the roof and there's no soil without the plants. So those cost 25 sun each. And you get those on the conveyor belt as well. That's through the entirety of World 5. But it's honestly the boss fight. It just takes long. It's just not that hard, man. You know, every once in a while he'll like drop down and then he'll start to spit up like a giant lava ball or a giant ice ball. It's pretty easy. For the lava ball, you have to freeze it. You can place the freeze anywhere, and it just breaks it and freezes him in place. And then when he places the ice ball, you have to place the chili in the lane. Oh, in the lane! God damn it! In the lane where the ball is rolling, because if you don't, then it'll just do nothing and it'll crush your whole lane and you'll lose because of it. But it's pretty easy. It just breaks instantly. All you do is you basically just try to keep some damage in every lane. You get the watermelons, so they do a lot. You get lobbers and shit. Pretty fucking easy, but then that's the end of the game, man. And once you beat Dr. Edgar Zomboss, you unlock the mini games, you unlock puzzles, which are whatever. I don't really care for the puzzles, man, to be honest with you, but I did play Survival's fun because I did go through 50 rounds to get the one achievement for getting 50 waves or whatever, which was fun. You can get pretty silly with the fucking team comps in there. Honestly, dude, you should try out Survival if you haven't, just to see how far you can go. It's actually kind of fun to see how far you can make it. And dude, let me tell you, dude, zombies start spawning out the fucking ass in that game mode. Like you'd be surprised the amount of shit that spawns in that map. You should honestly look up gameplay if you don't want to do it yourself. It's fucking insane, bro. And also at the very end, there's a silly music video featuring the zombies are basically, they send you a note and they're just like, oh, we don't want to do this anymore. We just want to make a dancing music video. And then that's they literally proceed to do that. It's pretty cool, dude. Pretty epic conclusion to the BVZ lore, if I must say so myself. And that's pretty much going to do it for Plants vs. Zombies, man. If you're looking for anything else more than adventure mode, then the game has it can offer you that, you know. Like I said, I know, I'm sorry, this episode is tragic and listening back to it is really bad. Like I said, I'm new to this shit, all right? Give me some slack. You know, it's kind of awkward talking to a microphone like I'm supposed to be talking on stage to an audience or some shit. You know, it's going to take some getting used to, man. But I'm here for the ride. I just want to get a couple episodes out there to kind of, you know, improve my speaking a little bit, because I know I'm pretty bad at it, but I'm trying my best, man. I know I keep saying but a lot and I keep repeating words, but here we go. Fuck you guys, okay? I know I can't help it. I literally can't help it at this point. I can't help it. And if there's anything I forgot, please feel free to comment below, talk shit. Tell me I'm dog shit at this. Tell me I should never do it again. And then maybe I'll take your advice. But honestly, yeah, this is for me. I'm going to sound like a retard in 40 years. I'm going to go back in like 30 years and be like, what the fuck was I yapping about? Like, holy shit, what a retard I am, right? But anyways, if you're somehow listening to this, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the click. And as always, I don't know what the next episode's going to be. It might not. I might do the zombies maps. I don't know. Because right now, I don't know. There's not anything I'm playing. I just replayed Plants for the episode here, but I'm not really playing anything single player wise. I'm playing Halo Infinite multiplayer. I'm playing Overwatch, and that's pretty much it. I'm playing some Mecha Bellum here and there. That might get an episode. But anyways, I know this episode has gone on way too long. So again, I thank you for bearing with me. And maybe I will see you in the next one. Don't know what it is, but we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Cheers. Goodbye.